Great morning to you. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. What is your business goals for today? What are your business goals for today? What are your business goals for today? Every day do you set your goals or your intentions for today, what you want to do, how you want to do it? What do you want to do? What are your business goals for today? So today, this is our every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Strategies Behind the Brand with Nicole Streets and myself. Waiting on Nicole Streets to come on board. Come on board. Come on board. Where we at? Where we at? And today we have a juicy topic. We're going to let Nicole introduce the topic. She's here. She is here. This brand and everything you're doing, it has to be a strategy. You have to have a plan. You have to have a system, right? So what is the strategy behind the brand? Hello, Nicole.
Hi. Hey, good morning.
Good morning to
That
you.
was
How are you?
fast.
What was fast? Oh, what happened? She disappeared. She disappeared. Where did she go? Where did she go? No, I'll wait for her to come back. But what is your strategy? Do you have a business strategy? What are your goals for today? I wrote before I went to bed. I wrote down my goals for today, what I wanted to make sure I accomplished for today. I wrote it down. Where do you do it? Do you have a plan the day before for your goals? What happened? You said you're here? Do you see her? I don't see you. Request to come on again. But when you start off your day, do you have a all
Okay.
right? We
Hi.
made it. I'm so glad we made it. Hey, we made it. How are you, Nicole?
Good. Great. And yourself? Trying to find a little filter, but I don't need it. But.
No, you don't need a filter. What I find is that the filters sometimes aren't good. Sometimes they mess up your reception. So that's what I found, that when I was using the filter, it just was messing up and it was making me it was bouncing me off. That's exactly what was happening. So just come on with your beautiful face as it is. Once again, strategy. What is your strategy? What is your goals? Did you set your goals for today? What do you want to accomplish for today? What do you want to accomplish today? What's on the menu for today?
Let's try this again.
Let's try
Hey.
it again. It's the filters.
All right. I just go freestyle.
Beautiful, beautiful you are. You're
Good.
beautiful.
Good
It's
morning.
good morning to you. Strategy behind the brand. Strategy behind the brand. This is what we're talking about. Do you understand we are all, if you're building a brand? So, Nicole, what would you consider yourself building you as the brand, or building Nicole Strategy Agency as a brand? Or is it two synonymous?
Well, I think you are your brand. So over time, people start to, whatever you put your energy into, people start to resonate an idea or feeling or emotion, I believe, of who you are, that sense of what they feel, that experience they had around you. So I would say first, you're the brand. And then after you brand yourself, then the business and anything else that you do becomes associated with you.
Absolutely. But there are some people who just don't want to be the brand. There are some people, which is like, you don't know who's behind McDonald's and you don't know who's behind Chick-fil-A. Yeah, behind the scenes we know who's it, but they don't want to be seen. They're like, listen, just talk about my business. So there's people who just don't want to be the actual thing. And they like, listen, let the brand speak for itself. Urban Expressions had to speak for itself. We were the people behind it, but Urban Expressions was a brand in itself. So for those who aren't trying to be the visuals behind it,
Mm-hmm.
still have to operate in the same way. It still comes with a
Well,
strategy, and
I, I think that would be also defined as
Mhm.
culture, which I wrote down, because if it's not an entity, a person, and it's an organization, which is the body of more than one person, the culture is very important, creating that culture of whatever that organization represents, their mission and their vision. So that should be implemented, through communication, like Chick-fil-A, customer service. Now we learning, and it's funny you say that because I watched the video
Ooh,
yesterday
what you?
on brand building. I'll give you the person's name and everything, and I want you to watch it. But he talked about how Chick-fil-A started off with the customer service, which is great. But then later, people started to realize the customer service was good. However, the product is not so great. So
Ooh.
another example, he used Southwest Airlines. They make flying fun and cool, but he had a bad experience, one day where they took it too far. So it's always that, making sure that, if you're not the face of the brand, that the person that's representing the brand represents the
Or your
culture, the
core
vision.
values, or your
Yeah,
core values,
basically.
your core
Exactly.
values.
And you want to make sure you get them down packed because like for example, really quickly, I had a customer a year ago that canceled the services, and I felt like because I started the services, I wanted to keep my money, but because I felt like hey, this is a learning experience for me. I don't want tension. I refunded that person their money back. So I created a sense of not just for maybe other people, but for myself, because I'm a small business owner to sometimes say, hey, the customer is right. So providing that customer service is my brand and having integrity. So having integrity is my brand, right? So I just refunded the lady her money back, even though other people was like, well, I wouldn't have did that. But I just felt like in that situation, let's give her money back, but let's go back and reset the culture, reset some policies in place where expectations are explained better, because you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to give a false sense of something you're providing and or people are confused. So making sure that you keep your brand protected. You can't protect everything, but at least trying the most you can to create that sense of culture or what people know you by, what people who you're associated with rather.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what was the topic for today? We had a topic. I don't have it in front
Oh
of
yeah.
me, and
Well,
I'm sure you can
basically
see. I'm sure you can see a little better than I can. So, I'm gonna let you go ahead and look.
it's been a long week, but I it's only Wednesday, but it feel like
It,
it's Friday. But
I concur. I concur totally. Man, it's been a long week. But
we came up with the power of confidence and purpose in shaping business success. So confidence, identifying what confidence is, your sense of purpose, and how to use those things to shape success, or what are some strategies that you can use to shape business success through finding your purpose and building your confidence. However you want to word it.
however you want, but those are deep statements, because you think about it. When it comes to business, if you're not confident in yourself and or your product, how will you be able to sell it? And you're like, well, I'm not a salesperson. However, you are a salesperson every time you wake up to talk about your business. You are a salesperson
Exactly.
every time you wake up to talk about your business, because who's going to know about your business unless you talk about it? Who's
Right.
going to who's going to sell your business unless you do it? Yes, word of mouth, but how are they going to know, right? So you get up and you say, "Listen, I got this brand. I got this brand. What brand is it? I can't hear you." So you got to be confident in your brand and what you're doing to even start talking about it. And does it start internally? Like if you're building a brand, solo brand is you. Does it happen? Do you have to be internally confident? You sure do.
And you
You gotta.
have to continue. You have to continue to educate yourself, which builds confidence. You have to continue to network. You have to establish a brand. That's a whole nother, brand establishment takes about 3 years because people want to trust you. They want to keep seeing you showing up. And that's where I want to get to later. That's where people give up at the first 2 years. And I know because I'm going into my fourth year. And it's like, I mean, I could say longer than that if you add in my education, but we'll say as being an entity itself. The first 2 years are really like, oh my gosh, you got to hold on to people. You got to hold on. You find yourself spending a lot of money because, when COVID hit, things shifted. It wasn't just for some people, it was still word of mouth, but other people that were emerging, it's like, oh, we got to do this content, we got to do this photo shoot, we got to do this, and this. And you're like, hey, I went and got the degree, or I went and took the courses, or I whatever. But then you find it's like this whole nother set of skills you have to adopt to be successful. So if you can weather the storm and have tools that help you in that journey in the first 2 years, utilize them, because those are the most, that's the make or break you, I feel like. And then once you get to year 5, it's like, hey, you've done it. You've sustained yourself. You've made it to a level where you're established brand. But I just would say with branding and market positioning and all those things, are very important the first 2 years, because that is when, people are looking at you and trying to see, everybody may not like you at first, but then once they keep seeing you showing up and you keep investing, and that's what the video was talking about too, that I watched yesterday. To my surprise, it was very interesting how he said that the fake stuff is wearing off. People really want no filters now. Like they, it's like they, if you come off to like, it's like people want real raw. They want to see the grind. They want to see, oh, that girl, she started off, or that man, he started off, and look at them now, bit by bit. So
Started
people
from,
like,
they want to sing the song, started from the bottom, now we're here.
yeah.
Started from the bottom, now.
So if you are starting from the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
then it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I think going slower lasts longer. Taking your time is important. But no, we can get back to, what you was asking, Shelly. I kind of got carried away. I'm so
It's
passionate about it.
but it's okay. That's where you should have a passion for what you're doing. We all should have a passion for what we're doing. If you don't have a passion for what you're doing, then why are you doing it? And it can't be just for the money. It can't be just for the money. So if we start from the beginning, if you start from the beginning, and even if all right, suppose you've been doing your business for a year and a half or 2 years, right? And you're sitting there saying, well, I haven't really uh establish any of these things. I don't know what my core values are, and I can't confidently uh, promote myself. That there's the things that you have to work on. Because if you can't confidently, like I remember I've been in that position. They can't, like you said, if you want the realness, I've been in that position. Yeah, I've been on TV for a long time, but that doesn't mean I'm confident in promoting what I'm doing, because how will people see me? Well, you start with all those different things in your head. What if they say that I'm not smart enough? What if they say I don't have enough followers? What if I say I'm not a millionaire? All of these things will go through your head when you're ready to promote what you're doing. But if you work on your confidence, if you're doing internal work, when you're doing work on yourself, not just your business but yourself, and you work on yourself and you start to do that work, that internal work that says, listen, I am enough, and you start doing your affirmations and you start developing yourself, you get that self-development in, which I was just talking about in the prayer. Like if you do some development of yourself when it's time, I had to do a lot of work on that, believe it or not. Because I'm confident that I could be a host, and I'm confident that I could be a TV producer. I'm confident, but when you start going into new things, when you start going into like, wait a minute, they don't even know. Even though the people know that I coach them on the side, or people know that I'm there for them, people know, but the masses doesn't. So I had to do a lot of work to get there. I had to do a lot of soul searching, talking to people. How do you see me? What do you see? And then if it's unanimous, I'm like, okay, listen, you got to start seeing yourself the way people see you. So the hardest thing to do is put out a product that you're confident in the product, but you got to be confident in yourself first. So what are you going to do? Do the work. Do the work to do so, because listen, when I come out with my product, when I came out, I was like, listen, guns are blazing. I know what I have. You have to remember, I know what I have is transformational. I know the product I offer is going to solve the pain point of those who need it, right? You have to be able to be that confident. Say, listen, I will talk to the people on the moon if I have to, because I have something they need. But it took some work. It took some real development of work. It took me literally 4 years to put out something I knew how to do. 4 years, because I was working on my confidence. Have you ever experienced that at all, Nicole?
Yes. know, they say call a friend. I've struggled, I actually felt what you were talking about of not feeling like, because like I said, I started right before COVID and things was lifting up, and then it was all these things that I needed and I didn't have the money. And then I would, invest, and then starting over. Then you realize you need something else. And so it was kind of like financial confidence for me because I'm like, how am I going to be able to afford, but for me, I just maintained a level of confidence where I knew that because through my life itself and my spirituality showed me that, hey, it may not happen overnight, but whatever you attract or you say, it manifests. So, like, for example, when I was younger, there were some things, challenges that I faced, but I always had this mindset that if I could just do this or if I could just do that, I can turn it around or change it. So I think that even in business, some people, they have the capital, they have all this and that, and that's great. But if you don't, you're not going to give up. You're going to still find a way. So having that mindset through adversity or challenges is pivotal because even those people now they're feeling the challenge because the money market is not the same as it used to. So now we already know a lot. I'm not saying we're in a better position, but we know we have established ourselves versus those people. Now they may have to try to attract a lower group of people because people aren't spending like that. So I just feel like at the end of the day, integrity, being honest, taking your time can go a long way. And then, the first 2 years, letting people know as a coach, and I've went through it. It is the most, it is very pivotal to confidence. If you don't give up, you be consistent. You call people like Shelly, call a coach. You have to have people around you that have been through it, that are in the industry, that are going to really help you and take whatever you can because a lot of people are out here charging lots of money just to tell you something you couldn't. But those people that really take the time and listen, because it's not a one size fit all. Everybody is unique. I remember when I came to you, Shelly, and I said, hey, this is what I do. And I had to break it down. It's like, I had to narrow down my niche. We found that I kind of am universal. So I can help kind of anybody. But what I do is once you're done with me, I connect you with somebody else. Or if you're at where you need to be, then, we can do assessments and things like that to make sure you maintain. But sometimes after you're done with me, you're going to have to go see a marketing strategist. You're going to have to go get systems set up. Those are the same things I have to do. But setting a foundation right with your plan, having a strategy, goals, and like coming to another coach to say, hey, this is what I have. What do you think I could do better? Right. And that's the importance of having a coach or someone, a strategist or someone that can help you look at how you can make it better. And that's being honest with yourself too. That shows humility and vulnerability, but it also shows confidence because you should always want to improve yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's key. So I hope you're writing this down or you've taken notes. First and foremost, what would you say my first strategy? We'll go. My first strategy is saying yes to God. I have a video that I haven't released, but I'm going to. My first strategy is saying yes to God. First and foremost, I
Yes.
would say that, right?
Me too.
First strategy. All right, so that's our first strategy. So I want you to make sure you're having a takeaway from the strategy behind the brand. Our first strategy is saying yes to God. What's our second strategy?
Our second strategy could
Sorry.
be, well, I'm going to switch it around. I'm going to say research.
Research.
Research. Yeah, and your confidence because I feel like the more that you not just assessments, right, and research, I would say assessing yourself, kind of focusing on your strengths and kind of minimizing your weaknesses because the more you focus on your weaknesses, the more you become in that mindset of what I can't do. But if you assess yourself and say, hey, I'm really good at this, and then I'm going to dial Nicole, I'm going to get a coach or I'm going to get Shelly to help me in these areas, that's no problem, but you really, really focus on your positives. So I would say, doing a self-assessment would be a key pointer to building your confidence because you realize when you really journal or you really do assessment on yourself, you really see, hey, I never thought about it, but I'm really good at helping people or I'm really good at communicating. And then, the rest is history. So, I think, doing that self-assessment and looking at where your mind space is very key. And that would be the
Number
second one for me. Yeah,
All
number
right,
two.
so number one is say yes to God. Number two is research, and research includes self discovery, self development, self reflection, which is all of the things you need. Because if you don't know that's the one thing I did. I honestly did. I had to figure out all of my strengths. Because they were different than what people would think they were. People will put their strengths onto you, and you could have
Mm-hmm.
those strengths, but they may not know the real strength. They may not know the other things. They may see the person, oh, I could get on a microphone and I can host, but that wasn't literally my strength. My strength came from business. My
Mm-hmm.
strength was business. My strength was communication amongst people. My strength is relationships. So then you had to categorize what your strengths are. So that's why research is important. Number one, say yes to God. Number two, research, which is research comes with self-development, self-assessment, self-discovery, all of those things. And then number three is, I don't know if we got to number three. Did we get one number three yet?
No. Are you going to do number three, or you want me to do number
Oh,
three?
you got it. Go
Okay. So I have a list. So gathering data and analytics. So this would focus on like we said kind of before, that's kind of research. But then I would say no, I would say number three is planning. Because once you've done the data research, you did your self-assessment. So for a business, right? Let's just separate the two. Personal development, we would say researching and assessing yourself. For a business, I would say market research, which is gathering data and analytics on your industry. So you want to know as much as you can about yourself and the industry that you're in. So number three, I would say plan. Planning helps you really uh, become laser focused on what your mission is, what your objective is, and you become your organization, putting things together, looking at the roadmap, I would say would be key to any type of strategy with building that's going to help you boost your confidence because you're going to feel more organized. You're not going to feel all over the place and more like, oh, I don't know what's going on. So when you have a roadmap, and when you have a roadmap, you may switch lanes a little bit, but you're able to stay in that lane of what you said you wanted to do, and you can pivot, if need be. And so I would say number three would be planning or having a business plan. So planning your personal goals for the personal aspect of it, but then for the business part, having a business plan or strategy or roadmap to where you want to go and, how you want to get there. What are the steps, the strategy, the plan based on your lifestyle, smart goals. It's not a one size fit all. What Susie is doing might not work for you. So that's why you need to sit down with a coach like one of us to really help you identify, ways that you can get there. And there's different paths for everybody to choose from. So
It definitely is different paths for all of us to choose from. So I would say what I did, my number one my third thing was I got in front of, so this is part of that plan. I got in front of the people. I took course after course. I clicked on freebie after freebie, and the freebies are those things, that lead magnet that someone says, hey, do you want this checklist? Do you want this ebook? Click, yes, I want it. Take your, then they get it, and then you take the course. That's that funnel. So I click on a whole lot of funnels, and I found a whole lot of people, and I studied, and I learned, and I learned over and over and over again. Like I didn't stop it. I did not stop. I said, you know what? I need to learn all aspects. And sometimes I would think, all right, well, this is exactly what I do, and this is exactly, but it was also good to learn it. And that gave me confidence when I saw that this person is excelling. This is my thought, but it was my thought as I'm going. I'm giving you exactly what I was thinking. So I click on one. They're doing the exact same thing, and they're excelling. They're making they're six and seven figure earners, right? And I said, you know what? The difference between me and them is they had the confidence to launch. That's what I said. I said, what's the difference? And I would assess it. What's the difference between them and myself? Is they had the confidence to launch.
mm,
So we're one. I was like, I'm one step away. It's really, I'm doing the same thing. Plus, I've got so much more experience, not even just experience. I've got so many more credit, got so much more credibility, like my reputation. But the only thing that held me back was the confidence. So they had the
So
confidence
you
to
you
show
you
up,
had you had everything you needed. You just didn't
have the
because I mean,
confidence.
yeah, I mean honestly, because I just took your class. I wasn't feeling good, but I was listening, and it was wonderful. I mean, the delivery, we had some hiccups. That's one thing about Shelly. She know how to pivot, like even on a communication level. I thought, with the lady that was having some type of, you had to troubleshoot, right?
Hmm.
And so being able to be confident while troubleshooting and saying, hey, you were ready. I just feel like all that preparation, even the being able to tell the story of is powerful. Telling your story of what you had to overcome is valuable because there's so many people that have to start over. There's so many people that have to go back. And it's like in school, you know, you might get a C, but your grade is a C and you want to get an A. So what do you have to do? You have to go back, relearn, rewrite or whatever and get better and then you pass. And so not only do you pass, but you probably learned a lot of other things along the way. You gain different perspectives through that, those different channels that you use to learn. So that's even going to make you even more powerful in other areas. That's going to help you with communication because you're constantly learning and listening to these millionaires speak. You start to speak like them. And that's how you speak yourself into the $1 million rooms. So I'm just saying, Shelly, you're ready. You put in the work. Everything's
Hmm.
God's timing. But I love your story. And I think that now that we know that storytelling is very valuable,
Hmm.
telling your story is going to transform lives because so many people have given up or they say I'm too old or it's going to take 4 years to build your confidence. And being able to share that is so powerful because we all struggle with confidence, right? Whether it's financial confidence, it's a lot of stuff that people deal with behind closed doors that it doesn't have to be just communicating. It could be I don't have the money, I don't have the resources or whatever. But going back and finding a way and improving is so powerful and it changes lives. So you going through that is very valuable and necessary to the future generation who a lot of people just give up. But you're saying, hey, it may take you longer or you may have to go back, but still do it. And look what happens. And look at you now. You just hosted a course with 12, 13, 14, 15 people in there. Like, so it was all worth it. And it was a great class.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is all worth it. Everything is worth it. Even the trials and tribulations, you figure what happened with you figure like, wait a minute, you built a whole TV show. I did. But I had so much more confidence then. But it was the things that happened in life. It was relationships. This is facts indeed. You have to ask
Talk
God
about it.
to send you the people that he needs you to be in relationship with, because I'm telling you, the wrong relationships will eat at your confidence. It made this whole confidence thing had nothing literally to do with what I thought in my business acumen. It had nothing to do with it. It was sometimes it's relationships that chip at you. It's the trauma you're going through from these relationships. So if you're not asking God to listen, God, I need you to go out and bring the people. I need you to go out and show me who's supposed to be here. I need you. So oftentimes we're sometimes a reflection of some of the trauma we've been through. So the confidence could have already been there. Because God already gave you everything you needed to win. That's the facts. Facts remain that God already gave you everything you need to win. But there are some things that happen in your life that just kept eating at it. They kept eating at it. And all of a sudden you feel like, well, how did I get to this place? I did this, I did that. I got the receipts for it. But you realize sometimes it's those relationships that you surround yourself with, and every time it was chipping at you and trauma and things like that, and it starts to affect what you're doing. So protecting your environment is so critical to this.
And
It's critical to your confidence. It's critical to your purpose, because there's someone that could have been designed to take you away from your purpose.
mm,
It's someone that could have been, the enemy could have sent like, I know her purpose, and I know her purpose is going to free so many people. I know her purpose is going to make millionaires out of millionaires beyond out of so many people. I know this, so I'm going to send these. I'm going to send these counterfeits. I'm going to send these people right there to infiltrate the confidence. I know what she's dealing with because the enemy knows exactly what you're dealing with. So he'll send some people in there, and you all of a sudden you like, why don't I feel good? Why does this not feel good? Why? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize exactly what it is.
Well, I was going to
So,
say it's
sorry.
it's funny, Shelly, you say that because I said watch your diet, and watch your diet. I don't mean I love you, Queens. Thank you, beautiful. Thank you for everybody that's here. God bless you. I said watch your diet. And when I say watch your diet, I speak for myself. I mean what you ingest, what you're watching, what you're listening to. Now don't get me wrong. I like to, sometimes turn the business side off. However, like this morning I listened to some jazz. And like,
Ooh.
you know what I mean? Like sometimes really tapping into that meditation, watching what you're listening to, watching who you're around. Now, God forbid, we live in a world where everybody is traumatized, right? So you have to give people mercy and grace, but you have to ask God to give you discernment on who can I manage, because some people, soon as you talk to them, it's like an energy drainer. And a lot of times, people try to put that on you because you're a nice person, because you're a Christian, whatever. Yes, but you have to set boundaries. And then once you set boundaries, you're able to see who's for you and who's really not. And I'm at that point in my life where once I establish boundaries, I don't no longer care if you don't want to associate with me because I know I did my part on a spiritual level. I know I said, look, this is what I'm willing to accept and I'm not. And wherever I'm weak, I just ask God to help me because it can interfere with your confidence. And I want to say this one last thing. My children's father, I was with him for 20 years. 20 years. This was the man I thought I would be with for the rest of my life. And I remember in the beginning stages of developing my business, I said, I have this great idea. I want to start my own business. And he at the time worked for a company of a woman he's been there for 10 years. It's $1 billion company. They're in multiple states. She has a book, and the story is about how she went around collecting recyclables and created this huge business called United Scrap Metal. Look it up. It's a woman-owned business. She
Wow.
started out picking up metals, and now she's $1 billion company, right? So I sat there with my children's father who worked for that company for 10, 12 years. And when I said I wanted to start my business, you know what he told me? Nobody needs that. And so
What?
God told me that people will need it. But this is even before COVID hit. This is before the big bang with people starting businesses. Because after COVID, people lost their jobs, all kinds of stuff happened. So developing the whole strategy agency was to help people create SMART goals for themselves and their business. I can help you with a business plan or development because I have an MBA. So I'm like, I didn't learn all this education to waste it. I want to use it. But I just wanted to say this person said no one's going to need it. Nobody's going to want it. I'm on my 40th client. So I just want to say,
I need you to celebrate that.
I mean,
She
it's
said,
somewhere around there now,
no,
but
no, no,
I'm
no,
just
no, that's
saying.
okay. She said, I'm on my 40th client. We're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate. Where's my celebration? I don't got the celebration, but we celebrate. You're on your 40th client. We're not going to gloss over that. Exactly. We're not glossing over the fact that you said, first of all, this person that you were in relationship with said nobody needs it. And then you watch God say, yes, you do, and watch you on your 40th client. Let's celebrate you. Let's celebrate you. We forget to celebrate you. Thank you, God. I'm so excited. I'm excited for you.
But I
Anyway,
was
go ahead. I'm sorry.
confident. I was confident. And there was so many other things going on with that person. And I had to get out of that relationship. And, like I said, watching your diet, watching your relationships, and whatever you can do, asking God to help you because it took a while for him to deliver me from some things. But he was able to do it. And I'm prospering. And I'm still faced with challenges, but through the journey of life of him carrying me through other situations, I know he's going to carry me through the next challenge. So I think we gain spiritual confidence as well over time, which is also known as wisdom and trust,
Yeah.
right? Like you said,
Wisdom.
the first one was trusting God. And so over time, you realize that it may not look good, the business may not look good, things may not look good, but if you remain steadfast and you remain confident and believing in yourself, anything is possible. Period.
Anything. Believe in, listen, with God, all things are possible. And if people don't understand, like I know that I love the Lord, right? So does my business principles align with that? Yes, absolutely. I have no choice. I'm not going to deny it because that's where my help comes from. So all things are possible with God, but God also put individuals in your life. He will put the people in your life to help you carry your vision forward. If you lack confidence, he'll put someone in your life. He'll put a coach in your life that'll help you get your confidence. If you don't understand your purpose, he'll put a purpose-driven person in your life to help you get your purpose. Everything you need is possible with God, but he also uses people in human flesh to get those points across, to help you get there. He also gives you people in human form to help you get those things in place to fruition, everything you want. So we have number one, number two, number three, but we can't give it all to you in one day, right? We can't give it all to you in one day. So we can run down to number one, number two, number three, so that you can grab your phone, put it in your phone, put it in your notes, because these things you want to learn. I'm a lifelong learner. Nicole is a lifelong learner. We are lifelong learners. And if you get anything out of us, we're lifelong learners, and we believe in the power of coaching. We're not coaches because we feel like, hey, we know it all. We're coaches because we know people need it. I needed it. A coach without a coach, I would be leery of them. I would be real leery of them. But a coach that has a coach that continues to learn is the coach that you need to be around. So number one is, of course, say yes to God. Number two is, what was it? Reflection or research.
Yeah, it was self-research on self and if business industry.
Now, there's the balloons that I
So,
was looking for
oh,
before.
that's
They
cute.
can say
We got balloons now. I didn't know we had. I knew we had hearts.
it was
Now I saw balloons.
balloons. That's the ones
That's
I was looking for
cute.
when I was celebrating you for your 40th client, but it came
Thank
up for number
you.
two. And number
Thank you.
three is, what was number three? Is
Number three is planning.
planning. Planning. And in my case, it was planning and actually learning. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's number three was learning everything I could. As you research, you're finding people who align with what you do. They're similar to you. You might take their courses. They're and in your mind, you may think they're doing something better than you. You realize, oh, that's the same thing, whatever. But you're taking the courses, you're coaching, you're getting coaches and things like that. That is in the planning stage. When you're planning, I'm planning out what my $1 billion future is going to look like, and I need to get around some billion dollar people. So I need to get into their classes. I need to get
Mm-hmm.
into their courses.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
that's number one, number two, number three, and that's what we're gonna leave you with today.
Wait, we had number four,
Oh, you
and
got
number
four?
four was watching. Yeah, we went over number four.
All
That
right,
was watching your diet, meaning
watching your diet.
watching your relationships. You know, really filtering out things that don't matter or don't really add value to you. People setting boundaries. All of that goes under watching your diet, I would say.
Yes. All right. Cool. There you go. Yeah, watching your diet. Oh man, you need to do that every single day.
What you taking in? You know, what are you taking in? Are you taking in goodness? I mean, you can't put all good in, but you can,
You can
say,
you
hey,
can put all good in. You can resist the desires to put in bad, because for all the good you did, you could really mess yourself up by putting one bad in. That's the truth.
yeah,
One bad apple can spoil the whole bunch. It sure can. So watch your diet is important. Watching your diet is important. Getting your muscles up and making sure you're good. So I love it. I love it. Woo! I hope you took some notes, everybody. Of course, you can go back and watch this later. You can go back and watch it later, but I hope you took the notes that was necessary. And if you need coaching, we're two coaches doing two separate different things, but working together.
yes,
And if this is not an example of how you can work together doing the same thing, I pray that you understand, because there's some people that you can align with that can help propel your business forward. So Nicole, tell us about Nicole Strategy Agency.
Oh, sure. So, Nicole Strategy Agency is a coaching and consulting firm. We help you with A to Z, no matter where you are in business. We also have the story behind the brand that we do every month. So this month we're doing Ya McKay. So I'm very excited about that. I'll give you all the details later. But we're here. We're accepting new clients. Give me a call, 267-235-2039. If you want to do a personal strategic plan, or if you want to do a business strategic plan, I help you create a roadmap to your goals. No matter where you are, we do an assessment based on where you are, where you want to go. And yeah, you can call me if you want to book a consultation.
Awesome, awesome. I am Shelly Show Williams, Felice Oprah, and I am that person who will help you get exposed, exposure, media. How do you do social media in a way that it is not just wasting your time and you're doing it using relationships to revenue? My class, I'm doing it again. It will be monthly actually, but the next one is March 17th. Relationships to revenue, AI strategies and tools
Love it.
to monetize your social media. It is coming up again on March 17th. March 17th, relationships to revenue. So if you didn't have a chance to see it, if you didn't have a chance to take it, we're going to keep doing this because there's people who need this information. And that's what it is, rinse and repeat. You know, once something works, you don't throw it out the bathwater. You keep going. And then if once you go through the first process, we have another process, which is my program, my coaching program. But you have to go through the first process first, because guess what? It will once you're in the first process, pretty much it'll weed out who's necessary for the next process, because if you're not willing to put in the work, none of it's going to work. If you're not willing to put in the work, how are you going to get to the next step? So you get to see exactly who you are, what you're working on, and what areas are needed. So once you get through the first process, which is relationships to revenue, the next part is position to profit, and that's the next step.
And
So
can I say, guys, get your coach now, move fast. Everything's becoming more accelerated. You want to find yourself a year from now, hey, like I accomplished 1, 2, 3, 4 goals. You want to, things are moving faster. So we want to get our mindset right, get our business right, and sustain it. And so Shelly helps with, really sustaining, that aspect of where the future is and helping you save time and money. So please get with whichever, both. We both can help you really elevate.
absolutely, we can help you elevate. And once again, like Cancer Slayer just said, iron sharpening iron. Yes, let's sharpen this iron together, because there's no fun at the top if our homies ain't there at the top. We want to make sure we all get to the top, and we have studied, we have learned, we have grown, we have done what it's take, and we continue to do it. So it doesn't just stop there. We continue to do it so that we can help other people. So it's coming soon for relationshipsrevenue.com. I'll be putting the link out there soon, so you can actually go ahead and click on the link and actually purchase the course. And for Nicole Strategy Agency, how can they book you
Oh, you
consultation?
and I'm going to be working on some courses because I'm starting to see a lot of my clients don't really have the time and they don't know business itself. So teaching some business courses. So we'll talk about that, Shelly. That's going to be on my agenda, creating a business course, because we really want to help people understand how business works, different areas that you need to really have in your foundation in the beginning stage, and just the whole cycle itself. So I'm gonna be working on that. You can find me here on Instagram. You go to my website, www.nicolestrategyagency.com. You can book a consultation with me. You can DM me. So yes, those are the ways you get in touch with me, those channels. So
Awesome, 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 awesome. This is the strategies behind the brand.
yeah.
Strategy behind the brand. So let's continue to build. Let's continue to support each other. Let's continue to get that $1 million win, right? Depending on your goal, set your goals.
Yes.
Know what
Yeah.
you want. Know what you want. Know what you want. Know what you want. All right, y'all. It's been real. We'll do this again every Wednesday. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. Even if we can't get here every Wednesday, because we are business leaders and we are out here in business, but our goal is to be here every Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Yes,
Our
it
goal.
is.
And if we happen to have to go somewhere or something comes up, you'll see us again.
And
We either
also,
switch. But
Shelly, would you say if you guys have different topics that you would want us to talk about, different areas of, we might have guest speakers or guests come on eventually. So if you have any ideas on what you would want us to talk about, let us know and we'll look into it and maybe we may discuss it. So we appreciate your feedback. Definitely.
absolutely, definitely. So thank y'all so much for being here. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comment right now. We got about 5 minutes.
Put up one in the chat if you enjoyed this presentation or this live.
This live. This is live. This is live training right here, right on the spot every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Every Wednesday, 9 a.m.
Man.
No
Okay.
questions, no questions, no
Yeah,
questions.
any questions? Oopsie. Any
All right.
questions,
There's no
comments?
questions, comments, or concerns. No questions, comments, or concern. Nasty Mouse Treats, I see you.
I
I see you,
know.
man. Hey, y'all, what's going on? Uh, okay. The Real Wonder Butter says, hello. Oh, I missed it. Oh, we're sorry.
It's
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes. You'll see the
It'll be on
replay.
the replay.
You'll
Yeah.
see the replay. It's going to be on both our pages. You will see the replay, so you get to see it. So thank you so much, everyone. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Wednesday, 8 a.m. I mean, sorry, Wednesday, 9 a.m. Every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Every Wednesday, 9 a.m. We'll be here. And if we're not, we're gonna alert you and tell you when to check in. But we're gonna be here. The strategies behind the brand right here live on Instagram Live. So hosted by Nicole Streets and myself, Shelly Shell Williams.
Yeah, and if you
Yes.
find yourself, resonating with these topics and you say, you know what, I really need to, get myself together. I need to get organized. I need to get my plan going. You know what to do. You just DM us and go to our website or whatever channel, call me, and we'll get you started. We'll get you started on the right track. And it's only March, so we still have plenty of time for this year to get things done. I really enjoy what I do, and I have my clients that are really making strides. And to be quite honest, sometimes they have to go back to the drawing board and reconnect or reassess, but they're doing it. And so I'm really proud of the people I've worked with, and I look forward to working with many more people. So don't be afraid. I don't bite. I'm a gentle giant. Just
She
hit
is
me
a
up.
gentle
Yeah,
giant. Yes.
well, I'm not giant. You know what I mean.
Yes, yes, she is. But you know what? Once you get your strategies down with Nicole and you want to understand what it's like to get out there in the social media world and you want to know what it's like to get out in the media world, the power of media, that's the next steps. And if you're there right now, there's the next steps. I think let's go. We make a powerful, powerful combination here. So you get a combo platter, get a combo platter. There you go.
Mhm. Okay, guys. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Shelly. As always, have a blessed and wonderful day.
Yes, y'all have a blessed Monday. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
We got the hearts. All right, y'all.
Bye
All right.
bye.